how we should attempt any CSAT paper, what we need to do while solving the CSAT paper. We should know what are the things we should avoid. This is the most important question today. How to identify between the easy and difficult question, while in the first 10 to 15 minutes you will solve at least 5 to 6 easy question, and that will give you there are 3 sections, right? Quant, RC and reasoning. What you should do is keep jumping between these sections. Get to a level where they can identify the questions which are easier and which are difficult. Hello everyone, welcome to PW OnlyIAS. I hope all of you are doing great. So today in this video, what we need to discuss is how we should attempt any CSAT paper, or if you have started giving your sectional test or FLTs, how you should attempt any CSAT paper. But before moving to what we need to do while solving the CSAT paper, we should know what are the things we should avoid. And before that, I have compiled some of the very important questions which you guys keep asking regarding CSAT. Some of the questions are, which section should I start the paper with, right? This is very frequent question from students that, sir, I don't know, I should start from reading comprehension or quant or reasoning. Second question you ask is, how many questions should I target? Should I target 45, 50, 70, 80? How many questions you should target? Is CSAT tough or manageable? How to identify easy versus difficult question? This is the most important question today. How to identify between the easy and difficult question while attempting the paper? How should I divide the time between RC, reasoning and maths? Can I clear CSAT if I am weak in maths or reading comprehension? The basic answer or a very easy answer is yes. If you are able to do good in 2 of the 3 sections, you will easily qualify CSAT. Will a bad GS paper affect my CSAT performance? We will talk about this. Why do students fail even after solving PYQs? So there are some reasons why you can fail even after solving PYQs properly. So before going to the strategy how you should attempt the CSAT paper, let's see what not to do. Okay. So suppose it is 24th of May 2026 and now you have already given your GS paper from 9:30 to 11:30. Now you have 3 hours and you are waiting for your CSAT paper. What are the things you should avoid? Right, on that day, you should avoid checking GS answers, or you should avoid discussing GS answers with your friends. What this can do is, this can hamper your confidence and that can lead to bad performance in CSAT, because if you discuss GS answers with your friends and you get to know that 5 of your questions which you were thinking were correct got wrong, right? So this can hamper your confidence in your CSAT performance. What you should do in those 3 hours is rest first of all, take plenty of water, take enough rest and then focus only on CSAT. Your GS paper is done, now your focus should shift to CSAT. Now when you are attempting the CSAT paper, how you should start? Where should we start the paper from, right? So before moving to where we should start, there are things you should avoid. What are the things you should avoid? Suppose you are starting with reading comprehension, the two things you should avoid is short or very long passages, right? Why? Because short passages are very tricky. There is only 1 or 2 lines and you have to now analytically think about the options, right? So these questions are very tricky and these are time consuming and you don't want to waste too much time when you are just starting the paper. So what you should do is, if you are attempting reading comprehension, find moderate length passages. Okay. Also, what you should do is avoid difficult quant questions. Now, we will see how to identify these difficult quant questions later in this video. But these are the 2 things you should avoid. You should avoid difficult quant questions because these will waste your time. If you are not very confident in quant and you choose a difficult quant question to solve, it will waste your time, hamper your confidence, and you will get stressed. So these are the two things you should avoid while starting, and you should scan the paper for 3 to 5 minutes and search for very easy questions. These will be your confidence builder questions. Okay, these will build your confidence. In the first 10 to 15 minutes, you will solve at least 5 to 6 easy questions, and that will give you a boost. And then you can move to moderate questions. Okay, so this is how you should start the paper. Now, after the initial phase, when you have chosen 5 to 6 easy questions, what to do then? Right? You don't know at this moment, you don't know if the paper overall is difficult or easy. Right? So if you see the PYQ distribution, the most number of questions are coming from quant, then reading comprehension, and then reasoning. Right? But it is not necessary. If the questions are coming more from quant, you should start with quant. Right? Because in 2022, reading comprehension was difficult. In 2023, quant was difficult. 2024, overall paper was moderate, right? And in 2025 again, quant was difficult. So suppose you think I am very good at quant, right? But the paper is very difficult in quant, and you are attempting one question after another and you are not able to solve those, right? It will get you stressed. So what you should do is keep switching between the sections. The best strategy is, there are 3 sections, right? Quant, RC and reasoning. What you should do is keep jumping between these sections, right? And what is the aim? Our aim for jumping is to find easy questions in all these sections, right? This we will do for 30 to 40 minutes. What this will do is, this will give you an idea of the overall paper, if the overall paper is tough or if the overall paper is easy. Also, it will tell you which of the section is easier. So you can attempt more questions from those given sections, right? So this is how you should start the paper. First, find the easy questions, then keep on switching between the different sections to get the overall idea of the paper. Now, how to select the questions to attempt, right? Now, every students have some strengths and some weakness, right? So what you should do is follow this: strength, average and selective approach. What is this approach? So suppose your strength is reading comprehension, right? So attempt most questions from this, right? Because suppose you are not confident in quant, but your reading comprehension command is very good, it is more likely that you will solve a difficult question from reading comprehension than a easy questions from a quant section. Why? Because you are more confident in reading comprehension, you must have practiced more questions from reading comprehension. Then this is the easy part. Then you should move to average part. Here you should do, suppose, 5 to 10 more questions from your average section. Suppose reasoning is your average section and some of the quant section, suppose time and work, you think you know at average level. So you can attempt those questions. And last, if time permits, attempt questions from the section which are difficult for you, right? So first of all, identify what are your strengths, attempt most of the questions from those sections, then move to the topics which you think are average, right? And from those you should move to selective section if time permits, right? So this is how you should navigate through the paper. Okay. Now, how to identify between easy and difficult questions? This is the most important thing. Students get confused while choosing questions. They don't know which is the easy question, which is the difficult question. Now, how to get that command? That command can come only through practice. Suppose someone is from maths background, he has solved 1000 questions, right? So he will have better understanding of which is the easier question and which is the difficult question. If you are new to mathematics and you haven't practiced many questions, then the understanding which will be at a lower level and you need to practice more questions. Suppose these 3 questions are from 2023, right? Now this is a very easy question. This is a moderate question and this is a tough question. All 3 questions were in 2023. Now what your strategy should be, you should identify this question in the paper and you should attempt this question first. This will take 30 seconds, 40 seconds. Then you should attempt these types of questions. These will take 1.5 minutes. And if time permits and you know the logic, you can solve the tougher question. See, how to solve this question? The question is asking what is the remainder when this multiplication is divided by 100. In most of the remainder questions, if one of the option is 0, mostly we will get the remainder as 0. See, in 96, we have a 4. 96 is a multiple of 4. In 85, we have a 5. And in 95, we have a 5. If you multiply all these, this comes out to be 100. So this whole multiplication is a multiple of 100. So when you divide this by 100, the remainder will be 0. This is a very easy question. If you have solved many questions like this, you can identify that this is a very easy question and you can get 2.5 marks, right? In almost 20 seconds. Okay. So this is a low hanging fruit. Now this is a moderate question. If x be a positive integer such that 7x plus 96 is divisible by x, how many values of x are possible? So if 7x plus 96 is divisible by x, now 7x is always divisible by x. Now for 96 to be divisible by x, x has to be a factor of 96, right? Now 96 can be written as, if you take the prime factorization, right? This is 24, 12, 2, 6, 2, 3, 3, 1, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 96 can be written as 2 to the power 5 into 3 to the power 1. And we know there is a formula for total number of factors. So total factors are the power plus 1 into power plus 1. So 5 plus 1 into 1 plus 1. This is nothing but 6 into 2, which is 12. So there are 12 such values of x for which 7x plus 96 is divisible by x. So this is just an example. When you learn the factors, you will know that the formula for the total number of factor is the power plus 1 into power plus 1. So the total number of value of x which will divide 7x plus 96 completely is x. So if you know these questions, you have solved these questions before, you will identify these questions and you can solve. Now this is a question with very unique answer, right? Suppose each digit of 9-digit number is 1, it is multiplied by itself. What is the sum of the digit? So this is a difficult question. Why? You need to identify the pattern. Suppose you multiply 1 into 1. It is 1. The sum of the digit is 1, which is 1 ka square, right? Now 11 into 11 is nothing but 121 and sum of the digit is 4, which is 2 ka square. Now 111 into 111 is nothing but 12321, right? The sum of the digit is 9, which is 3 ka square. So similarly, by same logic, well, you will multiply 9 ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 9 by 9 ones. You will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? And similarly, the sum of the digits will be nothing but 9 ka square, which is 81. So this is a difficult question, right? So in this paper 2023, all these questions were present. What you need to do is you need to identify these questions and attempt these first, right? And you should avoid such questions. Now how you can do it? So all those people who are comfortable with mathematics will be able to do this very easily. But for those who don't know how to navigate this, how to attempt CSAT, how to get to a level where they can identify the questions which are easier and which are difficult, we are bringing a course, right? So what is lacking in your CSAT preparation? So basically, you can learn all the concepts from any place, but what is lacking is daily practice, right? So there is a course available to you from 1st of December, right? What are the things you will get in this? So first of all, you will get a 2-hour class daily, right? In this class, you will get concepts plus PYQs plus practice questions. Apart from this, you will get DPPs daily practice problems, right? 10 questions daily. Apart from this, you will get weekly tests, right? And when the syllabus is complete, whole syllabus is complete, reading comprehension, maths and reasoning, you will have full length tests. Apart from this, one additional benefit you can get in this course is you can get personal mentorship from me throughout the course, right? Throughout the year up to your CSAT paper. So if you are interested, you can get the information in the link of this video, right? Now let's continue. Suppose these are 3 questions from reasoning section of 2024. Here also this is very easy. This is moderate and this is tough. Now how to identify these? These you can identify only through consistent practice, right? And sectional papers, then FLTs, right? Only after solving n number of questions you will get a clarity how to identify these easy and difficult questions. So see, in this question, if in a certain code pot is written as atop, trap is written as apart, and then how is arena written as? So what is happening to top? So it is happening, A is coming, then P, then O, then T, right? P, O, T. Similarly, trap, there is an additional A at the beginning, then P, then A, then R, then T, right? P, A, R, T. Now we have to use the same logic and find the code for arena. Arena. Now this is a very simple question. You have to add additional A, then N, then E, then R, and then A. So which of the option? A-N-E-R-A. A-N-E-R-A. So option D. So this is a very easy question. If you have solved such questions before, you will easily identify this in the paper and you will get 2.5 marks in just 10 to 15 seconds. Now this is a good deal because if you want to solve this tough question, it will take you more time and there is a probability that you will solve it incorrectly. Now see the moderate question. I have already told you how to solve this question in the last video. So what we need to do is place these alphabets here in the blanks and find a pattern. So I know when you place A, C and D here, you get a pattern. See, A, B, C, D, A, B, B, C, D, then A, B, C, C, D, and then A, B, C, D, D. Initially 2 A's, then 2 B's, then 2 C's, then 2 D's. So if we place A, C, D in the blanks, we get a pattern. So if you have already solved these questions, you will identify these in the paper, right? And how to identify these questions? What are the important questions? In the last video, I have discussed how to analyze the PYQs and how to get to know what are the important types of questions. Now let's move to the tougher part, right? Tougher question is, a father said to his son n years back. So there are 2 conditions, the present and the past, n years ago. Okay. So a father said to his son, n years back I was as old as you are now. My present age is 4 times your age n years back. If the sum of the present age of father and son be 130. So let me take the present age of father as f and present age of son as small s. N years back their age was f minus n and s minus n. The first statement is saying is n years back father was as old as you are now, matlab present mein. So f minus n equals to s is the first equation. Second, it is saying is my present age is 4 times father's present age is 4 times your age n years back, s minus n. Also, it is given to you as f plus s equals to 130. Right? Now you need to solve these three equations to get the value of f, get the value of n, and get the value of s. And then you can find the difference. The question is asking f minus s. You can calculate f minus s. Now tell me which is easier to attempt. This is the easier question to attempt. It will just take you 30 seconds suppose, right? But this question will take you at least 2 to 3 minutes, right? So if you are able to identify the easier questions in the paper, it is getting easier for you to get to 66 marks, right? And that is how you should attempt. है ना? हमेशा search for the easier questions. Now, searching for the easier question is tough because you don't know which are the easier and the tough question. That will come only through practice. So, basically what we have seen is don't waste time. Don't waste time in tough questions, right? The important task is to identify tough questions. Identify tough questions. And how to identify tough questions? Through practice of questions, right? Daily practice of questions will lead you to identify the difficult questions. So basically the strategy for attempting the paper should be, first of all, find the easy questions, right? In round 1, find the easy questions. Suppose 25 questions are easy. Attempt these. Then search for, in round 2, moderate questions. Suppose 10 to 15 moderate questions are there. Then if time permits, find the tougher questions and attempt 5 to 10, right? Now overall, if you are attempting 45 to 50 questions in CSAT, those are more than enough, okay? I have already told you strong sections first, right? Then the average sections, and last May, if time permits, selective sections, okay? So overall, your strategy for attempting the CSAT paper should be, start with easy questions, switch between sections, right? Use rounds, round 1, round 2, round 3, right? Solve the easy questions, mark the moderate questions for later. In round 2, solve the moderate questions, and if then time permits, in round 3, solve the tougher questions. And in most of the cases, while going through the questions, skip the tough ones. Now, the problem is identification. Identification of these questions. This you need to learn. And as soon as you learn this, now, you will see while attempting the paper, you will feel more confident, right? You will feel that I will easily qualify the paper because you know I will identify the easy questions. I will be able to solve those questions very quickly and I will save time and I will have more time to solve the difficult questions. Okay, right? I hope I have given you a good enough strategy to start your papers, right? You can start practicing your questions from CSAT and then you can start giving your sectional test, okay? If you think you don't have structure to your CSAT preparation, you can opt for the course I have discussed, okay? The information will be in the description, okay? We'll meet soon. Until then, bye-bye, take care, Shabba khair.